we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Hello everyone. So we have some big news today to share. And on the video here, we're showing you our house. This has been a project for us. We bought this several years ago. It was in very rough condition. We've been fixing it up over many years, and it's not 100% finished, but we've come a long way with it. And we've been talking a lot and working on our plans, and we've decided it is definitely time to sell. And so we are selling almost everything we own, starting with this house. And our plan is to go on the road and move into a motorhome. And so with Elizabeth's work, she's able to take 3-month contracts in different locations. So we're going to be able to travel 3 months at a time. And the point of all this, of course, for the adventure of it, but also be able to take a lot of the funds that we generate from selling off all of our things and our house and our business and just about everything, and investing them for an earlier retirement. So that's the sum up of what our plans are, and we'll show you what we're going to do over the next couple months. So we don't have to look very far to find a motorhome, because already parked on our property, my brother has this motorhome, which I helped him shop for just a couple years ago. And it's actually the perfect project for us to have a home on the road. And so we're going to be, you can see it here in the image, we're going to be getting that sucker ready to go and making that our full-time home. And then, of course, with selling everything, that includes selling this tractor, which you can see here, but also we have to deal with our boats. And unfortunately, our project boat, there's no way we can keep it. It was already a questionable project to start with, and yeah, that is something that has to go. So project boat is being sold, but Resurrection, we can't part with Resurrection. And so we're still working on the plan there, but Resurrection is going to stay with us, probably put into storage for a little while, but Resurrection we're not selling. All right, so we're here inside the Dolphin, and we decided we're going to name it Finn. So we're calling it Finn, and still in the stages of cleaning up and cleaning out. And one of the things that we definitely want to do is the floor, because this carpet has seen better days. It's been in here since this thing was new, and it's not, it's got stains and it's really worn. And
prior to us, there was a Mastiff, and my brother-in-law that lived in here.
Yeah,
and the Mastiff had drool down to here.
Yeah, so
not good.
So we have steam cleaned completely the upholstery and the carpets that we're going to leave. So we are, I'm going to switch this around to show you. Okay, so we're going to leave the carpet in the slide out, and the carpet there in front of the sofa.
That carpet.
Yeah, and we're gonna leave the carpet up here in the front, where the driver and passenger seats are. So right about where the slide kicks in, we're gonna cut it right in there. And now it does have nice tile flooring, but it looks.
That's going to.
Yeah, it has to go, because it's gonna look funny if we put a different floor. And there's 3 types of flooring in an RV is not kosher. So it has tile going all the way back. All the tile has to come out. And the floor in the bedroom, the only carpet remaining will be there on the side of the slide. So that's the primary job before we move in.
Hopefully the bedroom didn't give us a false sense of security.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
It's ludicrous.
Yeah. I can't say they didn't make it well.
Yeah, it's very well made. Then. There we go. Oh, it's doubled.
Yeah, it's doubled over and tacked.
That's why. That's how they made it look so nice.
Yeah, it's good to know over there.
Yeah.
Double it over and tack it.
Double it over and tack it down. That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know how they did that because they tacked. Oh, they did tack through the whole thing, I guess.
I think they just put long enough staples in there.
Well, I mean, yeah, this my crown stapler would shoot these.
Yeah. Question is, what's going on here?
Yeah, it feels like it's under the cabinetry for some reason.
Which is super dumb.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that,
You have your sunglasses on.
yeah, so I don't have safety glasses, so I'm wearing my sunglasses.
Oh, okay.
Because this could shatter all over the place.
That's true. Okay.
We know that these RV floors can be a pain in the neck to get out. This is actual ceramic tile. I don't know if we can chisel it up or if we have to break it up with a hammer or what the plan's going to be, but I'm going to see what happens when I chisel first, and then if that doesn't work, we'll try other things and see what's the most efficient. So. Yikes.
That looks delightful.
We're taking up wood with it. That's pretty crazy. Yep, this is going to be a fun job, isn't it? All right, well. This is really hard stuff, huh? Yeah, this stuff is so well glued. I don't know how much damage we're going to do to the floor just getting it up. Yeah, we're going to have to wear full protection for this. I put on pants and good safety glasses. And
Okay. Let me get out of here.
yeah. All right, well, that's the experiment on how hard it's going to be. Not easy. That is a hell job. So if I could offer any advice on this tile removal, it's I mean, really, if you can avoid it, you save yourself a lot of headache. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't advise against getting an RV with tile, because these RVs that put tile, they tended to be the nicest or highest quality RVs, the most amenities, best powertrains. So if I'm shopping for an RV, I'm still going for the ones with tile, but And honestly, I think it looks kind of crappy to have 3 kinds of flooring if you're going to leave carpet on the slides and all that. So what choice do you have? But yeah, it is a hell job. So if you're going to take off tile, I think small jackhammer with a wide spade bit is probably the way to go. And then just be careful not to totally destroy the wood underneath. But given the choice between the wood floor and the tile, take the wood floor. That's my advice also, because you get this areas where there's little bits of tile still clinging to the wood, and it's even harder to get off than the tile is to get off. So I think it's easier to repair the wood than it is to go back later and try to chisel off bits of tile. So my advice is go aggressive. Take off a layer of plywood if you have to get the tile off. It's a hell job. You're gonna get cut up for sure. You're gonna be bleeding. It's hot and sweaty. It's a terrible thing to do. And it gouges up everything in the RV too. Bits of tile fly everywhere, sticking to everything. You're gonna be pulling out of the roof probably. I mean, it's literally that kind of a job, but we're getting close, and I think we're gonna be happy we did it. But here pretty quick, it's going to be on to the stage of repairing the wood. So I'm already getting ready for that. But one more round of tile and it'll all be out of here. So signing off for now. Alright, well, we've finally finished hammering out all these damn tiles off the floor. And I've been shop vacuuming it and pulling off all the loose pieces of wood. And so now we're going to kind of get a sense of what we're left with. And I'll tour you around now and show you what that looks like. Alright, so here it is, the aftermath of tile removal. And I worked from the back forward, and we're at the door here, so we're at the front. And I think that I did a little better job here toward the end. But still, you start peeling up layers of plywood, and it's not exactly smooth. And in fact, once you start peeling, it wants to just keep peeling, so it's... So yeah, I've got maybe a little more cleaning to do yet, but... Here, there's actually a hole I went right through. I tried the little air chisel instead of a hand chisel, and didn't take anything to go right through the floor. Actually, a few other places where, even with the hand chisel, I started to go right through the floor. So it's definitely something you have to be very careful with. The good news is, though, that there is the floor is still exceptionally solid. I don't feel like there's any, it doesn't flex or anything. I don't think we took enough off to be detrimental to the integrity of the floor, so that's good news. So in that light, worst case, we'd have to cut the whole subfloor out and replace it, but given that it's still very strong, I'll show you what the plan is going to be. I'm going to try this stuff. And this is pre-mixed floor patch. I thought about wood filler, and I don't think wood filler is a bad idea, except wood filler is expensive and we need tons of it. And this stuff's much cheaper and you can get it in buckets. And says for fixing minor dips and imperfections, and that it can be used on plywood and concrete. So here's hoping that's going to work. I'm going to use this big trowel, I think, and trowel it on and hope it's sandable. I'm going to read the instructions before I go too much more, but that's what I think we're going to try to do. So I'm liking the way this floor patch is going. You can trowel it on. It's kind of a cementatious type product. It's really intended to be tiled over, but it'll work fine for our wood for our laminate, fake wood floor that we're putting on here. So I'm liking it. It looks nice, and you can get it as flat as you want. You can trowel it. You can spray it with a spray bottle like you finish cement and finish it smooth. So I'll show you my next little patch I'm going to do here. Yeah, so it looks pretty nice. I think that's going to be smooth enough for laying the laminate flooring over the top, and it's easy to clean up, soap and water, or just warm water. And so I'm going to go wash these tools real quick, and then we're going to go and buy more of this stuff. I'm thinking 4 more buckets probably, but hey, the price is not too bad compared to other things you could buy. So we might be $60 into this floor repair, but given the alternatives, geez, I'm cutting the floor out, overlaying it with new wood, way less work, so I'm liking it. So to update on the floor leveling, the little bucket that we did with the floor patch leveler, perfectly good stuff, but when I went and shopped for more, I realized the cost is definitely prohibitive. So we've switched to this leveler here, which I'll show you. This is the same stuff basically, it's just not pre-mixed. So it's just self-leveling underlayment meant for tiling, and in our case it's going to be not tile but laminate. But in any case, essentially self-leveling concrete, but we don't need very much of it all. We're only trying to absorb the texture of the wood, and this 50 pounds is almost exactly the same price as that little tiny bucket that we bought before. So, and that's 50 pounds dry, so this is more than enough right here, no doubt. So I'm going to mix a little of this up. Got all my different trowels. I got my mixer I can put on the drill, and I've got a bucket of water because since the toilet's removed, the water's off, and away we go. So to update, after this dried, well, I got a lot of lumps in it from the, because it's not that thick and a lot of the higher points of the wood and so forth, so I wanted to see if I could sand it. And with these 80 grit discs, I can sand it, but they wear out pretty fast. Nevertheless, I sanded down the high spots in the wood, but there are high spots even where the grout is still present. Those have been the highest places in the floor, and so obviously, if we want this thing to be really smooth, we're going to need to second coat this. And so I think I am going to do that. It's a little bit wavy. You can see where the sander was taking off the high points, but it is a little bit wavy still, just because the wood was so grooved in it. It's not that thick of a coat. So I'm going to do a coat that is super thin, because this is self-leveling stuff, especially if you mix it real thin. And just a real light coat, let it fill in all these low spots, and hopefully get a real smooth finish without getting too much weight on the floor. The total weight in here, I think, is ultimately still going to be less than the tile and grout was in here. So I'm not too worried about weight. I think we're going to be, in the end, still lighter. So that's the next step. A real thin overlay. Keep our fingers crossed that it's smooth enough for the job, and we'll get back to you and show you how that looks. Okay, so to update, I did put a nice thin second coat on this. Made a huge difference. Self-leveling, you know, it's because it's like a milkshake when you put it on, and I see I mixed, this is two different, where I ran out and mixed more and mixed this one a little bit thinner, and it's a different color, but it pretty much has the same effect. Kind of wish I'd done the even thinner coat back here. I had it a little thicker. It's really nice, but I can tell you that there's still some ripples in it. I mean, there's some spots. I can put my foot in here, and I visually can't see it, but I can even feel it with my foot, that it's just a little bit uneven. And so that is a little bit of a concern, nothing major, but the bigger concern, because now I finished getting all the carpet out, and yanking it out from under the slide is definitely a challenge, but got it done. And still a lot of tacks in the floor that we got to remove, but now that it's all out, I discovered right in here, where I'd made some pencil mark, a soft spot in the floor that with the carpet you couldn't tell, but it's noticeably soft. And with this new flooring, it's very thin vinyl, you know, it's very flexible. This soft spot's going to be super obvious, so I don't think there's any, I mean, it's going to annoy the heck out of, you know, stepping on it every time right there, and everywhere else is firm as can be, and then you get to here and it's like a, you know, it's like it's got springs. So I penciled out the area. There's these bolts in the floor, so I'm thinking, I don't know where and then there's a joint here, so I think for sure we're going to cut it to the joint. We're going to have to cut this out and put a new piece in, and I don't know what's under it exactly till I cut it out. So probably going to cut it out a little smaller, have a look at it, and then cut it larger to fit, you know, till we can figure out how we're going to do it. But that is something that has to be repaired. Now the last thing is the carpet is with that thick pad. Compared to the new flooring, where it hits the slide out is a huge issue now, because this is so much, I mean, this is so much higher than where the slide is. Then this slide doesn't really sit level, and so I am seriously considering whether we, now that I've gone through all this effort over here, want to overlay this entire floor with something to raise the height. That's really what I'm thinking about. And you know, if I was going to do that, and I didn't need to put so much effort into this over here, but anyway, one step at a time. We want to do it right. We're going to want to enjoy this and have it be nice and as livable as possible. So we're going to experiment with raising this up, put some sample pieces in here, lay the flooring down, see what it's like, and then in the meantime figure out fixing this soft floor spot.